So, welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Julien Stoutt. Welcome back to the channel. Hi. My mic was off. Another year down in the world of education, for at least for me. Shout out to the kids that graduated. Shout out to the kids that passed on to the next grade. Congratulations to all of you. I appreciate your time and your efforts, those of you who tried. All right. A little bit of housekeeping. First of all, I would like to thank you for getting me to 190 subscribers. There was a time where I did not have but 2 subscribers. And slowly but surely those things started to move up and started to go up and starting to go up. And every last one of you, I really truly do appreciate. So don't think for one second that I overlooked the fact that I have 190 subscribers. Every last one of you that I get, every last one of you that I maintain, and every last one of you that I will gain in the future, I truly, truly do appreciate you. So, we're about to take off, and class is in session. So, a lot of you out there, a lot of you out here are realizing that the summer's around the corner. And you haven't put in the work for your summer body. And you are feeling some type of way about the fact that you are not in the body that you personally want to be in. That's fine. I understand. But some of you do not have the right frame of mind as when it comes to evaluating where you are and what you've done. Okay? Give me 1 second. I got a little bit of housekeeping to do. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Yep. Yeah. All right. I'll live with it. Build it as we fly, right? So, I have a huge problem with some of you. And the pun is intended. And it's not intended to be derogatory, but the pun is intended nonetheless. Some of you tigers, some of you lions, some of you panthers, some of you big cats are wishing you were house cats. Some of you wild predatory animals are wishing that you were domesticated. And I'm here to tell you, some of you are way wrong. You guys need to be happy with what God gave you and then utilize that and formulate that to a way where you have the opportunity to shine as bright as you can. There was a time in my life where I used to hate being me. I used to hate it. I was short. I was overlooked by men and women in the sense that men didn't respect me, women overlooked me. And there was a time that bothered me to no end until I finally discovered what the hell I really am. And when I discovered what the hell I was, that all changed. That all went out the window. Now, do I measure myself to a standard? 100%. If I know I'm not meeting the standard that I have set for myself, then I have a problem with me. Be damned what everybody else thinks. I don't care about what everybody else thinks in that sense. I don't. Because I know that I am trying to put forth the best foot I have. Whether it's a 9.5 shoe in comparison to somebody else's 12 to 13s, doesn't matter. I know who I am, and I know what I am capable of, and I know what I can do. I know who I am now. And when I say now, I mean, to be honest with you, it took me 28 years to really know who Julien Stoutt really is. And when I finally truly began to discover who I really was, I never looked back. I was never concerned with the opinions of other people, in the sense that if I'm moving in one direction, I don't care what everybody else is doing. I don't care what you think about the direction I'm going in. When I concern myself with the opinions of others, is because I know that you have an eye, I know that you have a heart, and I know you have a spirit geared towards what it is that I'm aiming for. If not, you've already passed it. You've already gotten it. You've already gotten to the next checkpoint that I'm trying to get to. And it's not about hating. For the love of God, it's not about hating. It is about aspiration, desire, mindset, encouragement, and accountability. That's what it's really about for me. So because it is that for me, I want to make sure that you guys understand that I, for one, am not concerned with your opinion of me as a human being, what's your opinion about my height, about your opinion about my weight, about your opinion about my physique. I have a standard for that. So if you don't like it, I gives to about what you think about what you like and dislike about me. I don't like me, I'll fix it. However, if and only if the direction that I'm traveling down is one of delusion, one of illusion, then I need to be course corrected. And I think it is time that we start course correcting this argument, this nuanced, stupid argument about a body, in the sense that you have the opportunity to change your body to whatever it is that you want it to look like with hard work and effort. We're not talking about cosmetic surgery. We're done with BBLs. We should be off of it. It's a form of body dysmorphia, if you want to ask me. It is the new anorexia, if you ask me. However, and I don't care if nobody asks me, I'm telling you. But here's the deal. A singer by the name of Bria Stell came out with a video. And in that video, she is singing a parody of Unbreak My Heart. And I'm going to show you this video because you need to see it, because I want you to understand why I actually showed her face and why I actually came up with this topic today. She can sing really well, by the way. Why didn't I start New Year's Day? I knew the summer was coming, but I still ate everything you posted on this app. I am like a monkey, getting tired right. I need to find a plug for some Ozempic. No, you don't. Okay. This is, now I understand. I understand that this is a parody. I understand that this is a parody. I totally understand that this is a parody. And I don't know exactly how she feels about herself, literally. But the sentiment is there. The ideology is there. The feelings of inadequateness, the feelings of ineptitude is in fact there for millions and millions of men and women out there. A little bit more for the women than it is for the men out here. But there are men who do feel this way. They want that summer body. They want to get tight. They want to get right, and they fell short. Or they don't measure up. Some of you don't realize that you're a big guy. You're naturally just a big guy. It's okay. And some of you women don't realize that you're naturally a big woman, and it is okay. So I want you guys to understand. So I'm going to go and I'm going to share with you her page, because I am actually not being facetious when I say this. She's not an unattractive woman. She's clearly curvier. As I understand it, she had kids. I don't know how true that is, but here's my point. Let's look at that picture real quick. What's wrong with her body? Stomach is relatively flat. She's wide in the hips. Her waistline is narrower than her hip line. What are we to criticize, right? Again, clearly not unattractive, clearly not a woman that needs to be looked at differently. She's not somebody that you would run away from, right? Again, I don't know how tall she is. Not aware of that, so I'm not going into that specifically. But again, here she is. Some would actually call that thick, right? And the truth is, they're probably right. Stomach's relatively flat. Now, can she lose a couple pounds? Again, this is where we have it all broken down and problematic, right? Can she lose some weight? Absolutely, 100% she can. I'm going to guess she's more average height than she is tall. She's just very curvy. And as a matter of fact, judging from the nature of the stove and everything like that, I'd say she's actually relatively tall. Actually, I don't know. So it's kind of hard to say. She's naturally a larger woman, more curvier than not. I don't know who this woman is, but this is her here. This is Brie Estelle here. What is the issue? What is so big about her back? Can somebody tell me? Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Put a 1 in the comments, or put a 1 in the chat if you see something wrong with what you saw so far. Put a 2 in the chat if you see nothing wrong with what you have seen so far. Tell me what you see wrong with her. I want to know what you guys see wrong with her. Based in any of these pictures that you see. Here's another one. What do you see that is wrong with her? Is she chiseled? No. But do we have to be chiseled in order to be appreciated and be considered healthy? Do we have to look like we came out of 300 in order to be appreciated for who we are? Do we have to be completely snatched? I've already said this a million times. Body fat percentage over weight. Body fat percentage above weight. I don't care about your weight. I care about your body fat percentage. If your body fat percentage is out of whack, then this is where the problem lies. And from what I can see, and what anybody with two eyes can see, anybody with two hemispheres for a brain can see, is she's not obese. She's a curvier, larger woman, but she's not obese. And I'm frankly sick of the fact that we cannot get over ourselves. We cannot understand that there are 27 different body types out here. So since we can't understand it, I'm going to show them to you. Okay? All right. So as you see here, I made this chart for you guys so you guys can see it. So you have body segment, body type, and height. You have to account for all of these three attributes for you to consider whether or not you fit into a certain physical criteria. Now, they turn around and they say that body types aren't real, but that's BS. And the reason why I say that's BS is because you have a natural predisposition to be a certain body type. That does not mean that you can never transcend the body type. But what it does mean is that your transcendence of the body type puts you in a different body type. If you are skinny, you're an ectomorph. But if you work out hard enough, you will become a mesomorph. You'll become a mesomorph. Does that mean that that is not your body type? Does that mean that the original body type is no longer yours? Wrong, because guarantee you, if you stop working out, where do you fall back to? What do you fall back to? So for those people who are naturally endomorphic and you change your diet and you lean out and you thin yourself down a little ways, or you take Ozempic and you start getting Ozempic face and Ozempic butt, your body type changed, but just stop taking that drug and eat normally. Don't eat excessively, but eat normally and see where your body type will go to. All right. So let's start with short heights with the body types combined with the body segments. So for easily, you have short ectomorphs, short pure mesomorph, and short pure endomorph. Now, Jonah Hill would be a prime example of a pure endomorph. Now, he's lost some weight over the last couple years, or the last few years, but he is classically a larger person under normal circumstances, even when he's in better shape. So now this is where we start segmenting and diversifying the segments. So now you have a short upper, lower mesomorph. So that means you're smaller up top, larger, slightly larger at the bottom. So think of Jet Li, think of Scarlett Johansson, right? Then you have a short upper ecto, lower endomorph. So let's see what that picture looks like. So this is what a short upper ecto, lower endomorph looks like. So I am 99% sure some of you out here will probably tell this woman that she needs to lose weight. She's too big, this, that, the other. But look at her upper body. It is tiny in comparison to her lower end. She can't help that. If she shrank down, even if she got chiseled, her upper body is still going to be clearly smaller, significantly smaller than her lower body. All right. So let's go with pure. Let's go over this real quick. Pure ectomorph. Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe is a classic ectomorph. Okay. He's leaner. He's smaller. Is he in shape? He's clearly in shape. But does that mean he's large? He's not. Clearly, Jada Pinkett is, that failed to open. I guess that page is gone, but y'all know who Jada Pinkett is, and y'all know exactly what she looks like. A mesomorph is Kevin Hart. Short mesomorph, short is Kevin Hart and Jessica Simpson. Jessica Simpson is naturally a mesomorph. Her upper body and lower body are naturally medium build, even though she's short. And then pure endomorph. That's Danny Spiegel. Look at her legs, larger upper body. But she's also short. Okay? Jet Li. Jet Li is actually a mesomorph. Now that he's older, he might be falling back into an ectomorph, but he was naturally a endomorph. Scarlett Johansson. Classic mesomorph. There's no part of her body that's too big. There's no part of her body that's too small. She is pure mesomorph. No, she's a lower mesomorph, upper ectomorph. Because as a matter of fact, correction. Let me go back to that. Arms are very lanky. Waist is rather small. Legs are slightly larger than her upper body. But her lower body isn't obscenely larger than her upper body. Therefore, she is not an endomorph. There's nothing endomorphic about her. Upper ectomorph, lower endomorph. And he's short. So this picture of this guy, it's kind of hard to see up here, but that's what he is. And random woman who is a upper ecto, lower endomorph, and I showed you that already. Jesse Eisenberg is a short upper meso, lower ectomorph. Legs are rather skinny, upper body's rather skinny, but his legs are not actually like full-blown skinny. He's a mesomorph upper body wise, but then his legs are rather lanky. His upper body's clearly bigger than his lower body, right? So we're going to go, and then this woman here, she's a number 6. Let's go back. Tom Cruise is a upper mesomorph, lower endomorph. His upper body is in shape, but his lower body is much larger. Look at his calves. He's got bigger calves. His legs aren't exactly like ginormous huge, but they're bigger than his lower body. I mean, they're bigger than his upper body. All right. Then you have short upper endo, lower ectomorph. I would use Rey Mysterio as my example. Right? Legs are smaller than his upper body. Does that mean that his lower body doesn't have muscle? No. Nobody's saying that. But where I would put Miss Bria Stell is down here. I would say I would even go as far as say she's average. Average pure endomorph. And believe it or not, your average endomorph is Billie Eilish. She's naturally larger than the average woman at her height. At the average height. Average height for a woman is 5 feet 4 inches tall, by the way. So if you're under 5'4", you're short as a woman. If you're under 5'9" as a man, you're short. So that's why there's a huge discrepancy. So when we get into average heights, it's the same things: pure ectomorph, pure mesomorph, pure endomorph. Lower mesomorph, lower endomorph. Lower ectomorph, lower endomorph. Lower ectomorph, lower mesomorph. And these are all upper ectomorphs and upper endomorphs and upper mesomorphs. Then last but not least, number 27, believe it or not, if you're a tall endomorph, you are at number 21. You're a 21. You're a body type number 21. Any other variations is up body types 22 through 27. I need you guys to understand this. Because if you guys don't, you're going to find yourselves in a serious health crisis. Because the health crisis that you're going to find yourself in is going to be one where you are literally putting yourself in harm's way just to meet an expectation that is not real. For the most part. There are 27 different body types and you can fit into one of them, and whichever one you fit into most comfortably is where you should be. We're not suggesting, eat to your heart's content and eat until your eyes bleed. And we're not suggesting that starve yourself to maintain this body type. But what I'm saying to you is that this singing of Unbig My Back, while it was a beautiful rendition of Unbreak My Heart, and it was well sang, and we know she is relatively joking, it's no joke. It's not funny. And I don't mean it's not funny. It was funny. But it's not funny if somebody truly feels this less of themselves. As a personal trainer, as a health professional, I want every man, woman, and child to understand that there's room for improvement, but to also love yourself. I am in between self-hatred. So somebody who has a body dysmorphic issue, so somebody who has like anorexia, and Lizzo. I'm in between there. Meaning, I don't want you to hate yourself to do such extreme things like starving yourself to maintain or to achieve a body that is not realistic, both in what you actually look like versus what you think you look like. And then Lizzo is on the other end of the equation, where you are parading yourself around as though where you are physically is okay because your health is poor. Now, I've said this again thousands of times before. Lizzo is fit, but she's not healthy. And I'll continue to say it until she gets healthy. When she gets there, whatever that is, I'll let you know. And make no mistake about it, I'm not going to wait for her to turn into some sort of toothpick. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for body fat percentage low. I'm looking for muscle density high. And whatever that looks like, that is healthy for Lizzo. Lizzo, I'm going to actually guess that she is a pure endomorph. She's a pure endomorph. She's a type 21 body type. And if that's what she is, that is great. And I'll be happy for her. But this delusion, you could love yourself. You could dress yourself in the finest clothes. You could turn around and put yourself in the best shoes and have your hair done up and best makeup. Present yourself as best as you can in the body that you have at the moment. I'm not against any of that. And to find her attractive based on her presentation, I'm okay with that too. I am not going to sit here and denigrate her because she is larger than your expectations, fellas. I'm not going to do it. You don't prefer her, that's your preference. But I am not going to denigrate her in the sense that because you don't prefer her, that I'm going to diminish how she presents herself when she's dressed appropriately for the settings that she's in. The only time and the only real place that I really have taken issue with Lizzo's type of dress is when she went to that Lakers game with her butt cut out of her t-shirt, her long t-shirt that she was wearing as a dress, supposedly. That's the only time I've really ever had a problem with Lizzo and how she dresses. When she's on stage in her costumes, that is her presentation in costume. Why can't she wear what Beyonce wears? You don't find it tasteful, don't go to her show. It's that simple. But in the same premise, I don't want people thinking that she's healthy and then parading around like this is the beacon of health when she's not. She's the beacon of fitness. Trust and believe me, make no mistake about it. You test that woman in her fitness and I guarantee you she'll probably run you ragged. She'll probably run you tired. So be careful with that. I'm warning you. I'm legitimately warning you as a professional. Do not try Lizzo. Please don't, because you might get embarrassed. Because you're thinking that because she's of a certain size that she can't handle herself, and you're going to find out otherwise. She may not be able to run as fast as you, but I guarantee you she can keep going. She ain't going to stop while you getting tired and you done. You got there in 15 minutes, she's going to get there in 30, but she's going to keep going while you stopped. I'm just warning you. I'm not talking out of both sides of my mouth. I'm keeping it real with you. I'm keeping it straight. I'm keeping it a bean. I'm keeping it 100. So I want you guys to understand that and understand that fully. Now I want to actually touch base on two more subjects before I go. And I'm actually going to be rather brief with it. I'm still upset about that Diddy apology. I'm still upset about it. Because you didn't mean it. You really, truly did not mean it. I went further and I would look deeper into it. And you lack the accountability. I would feel more at ease about this situation if you had came out and apologized before the gun was put to your head, proverbially speaking. Before you were forced to apologize. I don't even know why you apologized, to be honest with you. You made it look worse. So do me a favor, fire your PR representatives, whoever they are, if they're even with you anymore. Because who, also legal advice, anybody who's attached to Diddy in terms of their contracts for performing, you might want to cancel your stuff, your contracts with him. Find a way to cancel him. He's toxic. Your career is going nowhere with him. Nobody's listening to any Diddy songs. He ain't going to be able to promote you. He can't go on TV and talk about the new artist. He cannot even say bad boy on your record. He can't be in your background ad-lib and take that. He can't do it. He is an absolute certified coward. At your low. You were at your lowest. How long were you at that low? Because clearly that's not something that was done once. That's not something you did. That was not a one-off. That's not a one-off. If that was a one-off, then I could see that apology flying. I could see you actually saying, man, I was in a dark place. Then I would be able to accept that level of accountability that you have. You were in no near defense of yourself. And as a man, that is pathetic and weak. I'm just here to tell you that. And on the flip side, fellas, the men that watch my channel, the young men that watch my channel, especially the young men that watch my channel, I got something to say to y'all. And I want y'all to hear me and hear me well. If you think any part of what Diddy did is acceptable, you're lower than dirt. Never put your hands on anybody unless you are in absolute defense of yourself. If you're not in defense of yourself, you should not be laying your hands on anybody in a way that they did not invite you to. Fellas, do not go out into this world putting your hands on women or men for that matter, thinking that they owe you something. They don't owe you anything. They don't owe you anything. Not even your respect. They don't even owe you respect. What you do is you disassociate yourself from people that don't respect you. You move on from them. You don't get into fights simply because your ego is bruised. You don't haul off and hit a woman because your ego is bruised. You don't haul off and kick a woman because your ego is bruised. You don't drag a woman all the way down a hallway because your ego is bruised. And you definitely don't SA a woman because your ego is bruised. At all. 100%. The other thing that I want to say is, if this is the type of behavior that you're thinking of, if you think of women in such a way that she is beneath you, or she is to merely serve you, you're not going to find a woman worth a damn. I'm telling you that now. Because I'm going to tell you why you guys are not ever going to get married. Some of you aren't ever going to get married. Because y'all don't know what marriage is. You don't know what marriage is. You have no idea what marriage is. And I'm going to tell you what marriage is. Marriage is service to each other. Note, when you take vows, you pretty much say the exact same thing to each other. Do you not realize that you are saying the exact same promise to each other? So if you're promising to have, to hold, to cherish, to love, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, till death do you part, that promise that you are making is not one-sided. It is not from woman to man. It is not from man to woman. It is to each other. And if you are not willing to serve, don't get married to anyone. Because the other joke is that some of y'all think that jumping onto the other team is going to alleviate your stress, when here's the problem. They want the same thing. Both teams. All 4 teams. I don't even know how many teams there are now. At least 6. There's 6 other teams. There's 6 other franchises that you could play for. And I promise you, it doesn't get any easier for any of them. So if you decide that you're going to turn around and try to go get drafted to another league because you cannot be of service of someone else, you cannot be of service to someone, guess what? Don't get married. If you feel that serving your husband, serving your wife is beneath you, don't get married. Don't even try. Don't waste our tax dollars. Don't waste any of our time. I don't want to hear your problems. And stop choosing poor men and stop choosing poor women. Y'all go for the wrapping paper. Y'all are quick to jump and grab the best looking wrapping paper, but it's all junk inside of it. Sometimes the best things doesn't even come wrapped. It's still in a cardboard box. Just look at the box. Feel for the box. Know what the box contains. Look at their morals. Look at their character. Look at their spirit. And look at their heart. And then and only then, when you see all of those things, then and only then should you even consider getting married. If they're all about the games, they're all about the jokes, just because they got money, you think they're worth it, you played yourself. You definitely played yourself. I'm going to land this plane. Do some of you need to unbig your back? Yes, 100%. Some of you are out of pocket. Some of you are not taking care of yourself in ways that you should. And some of you do not need to unbig your back. You were beautifully made as you were. God gave you more materials than you thought you needed, and that's okay. As long as your body fat percentage is in a normal category, your weight and your size does not matter. I want you to understand that from me, personal trainer, powerlifter. I am somebody who has done a lot of very amazing things physically. And I'm here to tell you, all of that does not mean anything if your health is not in order. All of that is a joke if you don't take care of your health. But on the other side, looking good means nothing if your health is not in order. So for those of y'all who want to get so flat and so ripped that your abs are showing, cool. You can't maintain it. It cannot be maintained as a woman. You will get sick and you will have health complications. It's not healthy. Flat out. And I will dare anybody to challenge me on that. So, if you made it this far, do me a favor, put a 5 in the chat. Give me a like. Click the like button if you like what you heard so far. Click the dislike button if you didn't. I'm good either way. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Have a nice day. Be the best you. Class is Stoutt.